This is Kelly DePonte with Probitas Partners, and I'm here at SuperInvestor USA in San Francisco with Robert Dekle, a professor of economics from USC, who gave an interesting keynote presentation this morning. One thing that you touched on your presentation a bit in passing was China. A lot of your focus was on the issue of demographics and economic growth. And in looking at China, you felt there had strong growth prospects over the next few years, but then it would be hitting a demographic bump in the road, or perhaps even more than that. Perhaps you could go into that a bit more.
Well, China is going to be aging very rapidly starting in 2000 and 2030. And at that point, it's probably going to be the fastest aging population in the world. A lot of that is of course, driven by the one-child policy that was introduced by the Chinese government. Since it's a policy, people often say, well, why does the government just remove that policy? And then people will start having more kids. Well, I think at that point, China is going to be wealthy enough and urbanized enough that people choose not to have 2 to 3 kids, like in other growing economies such as South Korea before that, and Taiwan, which its fertility rate is much lower than even in Europe. So I think yes, you would have some children in the rural areas and movement of the rural population to the cities, which is going to sustain Chinese growth for the next decade. But overall, the overall population or the labor force of the country, I don't see much growth going forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things you mentioned as far as geographies, that one of the most attractive geographies you felt as far as demographics and future economic growth was Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if there are particular countries within Southeast Asia which you find particularly attractive.
Yeah, I think Indonesia because of its large population, but this is certainly a frontier economy, which is Burma. It's opening up the last 6 months, and they're strategically located in that they get a lot of assistance from China, but other countries are aware of that competitive threat, so they're investing a lot in Myanmar as well. A lot of infrastructure investment that's going to go through southern China all the way down to Malaysia, and in fact India is also aware of that, and they're pouring in billions of dollars into Myanmar. So I find it's still a frontier economy. It's highly risky, and the institutions are not quite there, but I see great potential.